Congratulations to the boys, their last game of the year, finishing off the season quite strongly with 2 wins in the last 2 matches. Thanks, boys.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Live audio levels test ahead of kickoff here at Ilinden Sports Centre for the final round of the regular season. Kickoff is scheduled for 3 p.m.
Format of the NPL will be kicking off today simultaneously, so stay tuned for some updates as they go along. Congratulations to both our JDL and Youth League squads on a tremendous season this year, both having their presentations here this morning and celebrating a return to the top league of football in 2026. JDL played their last round yesterday with our Youth League playing one more week next weekend away to Sydney United. Teams for today: Rockdale Ilinden in goals, number 1, Levi Kay, number 2, Hunter Elliott, number 3, Lachlan Griffith, number 4, Rio Kunimoto, 66, Matthew Cordier, 26, Harry Vandersard, number 8, Jerry Spinatus, number 10, Brendan Chalakian, number 7, Oliver Wigan, 17, James Demolkovsky, number 9, Moody Majar. Substitutes are 21, Roland Mulgrew, 11, Lachlan Constable, 5, George Esperanza, 14, Dean Kalakanos, 16, Mike Bartevsky, 27, Lucas Ruberevsky, and 19, Dean Novchevsky. For University of New South Wales, number 12, Cassius Lavelle, number 2, Timothy Wood, number 3, Emilio Vinci, number 6, Grant Lynch, number 7, Rufus McInnes, number 8, Captain Subu, number 11, Jack Fulton, number 16, Thomas Hines, 17, Jaden Harb, 18, Connor Gates, 22, Gil Duffy. Substitutes: number 1, Tristan Prendergast, number 4, Liam Wood, number 9, Kevin Lopez, number 10, Nathan Roberts, 13, Sean Woods, 19, Oliver Pufflet, and 35, Fred Wallace.
the final day of the regular season. A season which is certainly not lacked in twists and turns, shocks and surprises, heartache and joy. Round 30 about to kick off here at Ilinden Sports Centre. It is, of course, Rockdale Ilinden playing host to the University of New South Wales. Pete Pryor with you this afternoon to take you through all the action as it unfolds. Absolute pleasure to have your company, as always, wherever it is in the world you may be tuning in from. Rockdale, of course, coming into this one, knowing that 3 points is an absolute minimum if they are to stand any hope of playing in the championship rounds in 2026. As we said, of course, 3 points a minimum, but they will need the sides around them to do them some massive favours as well in the process. We'll take you through the different sort of permutations as to how things could unfold. Of course, all matches with simultaneous 3 p.m. kickoffs today, just to add to the chaos and the carnage. University of New South Wales, in all likelihood, will finish the season in 14th place. Their status solidified for 2027 after their first season in the state's top flight following their promotion from the League One men's competition last season. The lineups are in for the hosts this afternoon in what could be Paul D's last match at the helm as gaffer. His side lineup as follows: in goal, of course, number 1, Levi Cade, the number 2, Hunter Elliott. 3 is Lockie Griffiths. 4, Reo Kunamoto. 7, Ollie Wigan. 8, Jerry Skatanis. 9, Moody Najjar. 10, Brendan Chalakian. 17, James Temilkovsky. 26, Harry van der Sarg. And 66, Matthew Cordier. For the University of New South Wales, Gabe Knowles making a few changes for the final match of the regular season. In goal comes in Cassius Flavel for his first start since round 1. The 2 is Timothy Woolfield. 3, Emilio Vinti. 6, Grant Lynch. 7, Rufus McGuinness makes his second consecutive start as a peep of the whistle signals time on, and away we go for the final round of the regular season. University of New South Wales will be kicking from left to right on your screens in their traditional yellow and black trim kit. Rockdale, of course, in their traditional red and black stripes. The rest of that starting 11 for the Travellers this afternoon. The 8 is Tachetin Kumsuz. 11, Jack Fulton. 16, Thomas Hines. 17, what a season it's been for this man, Jyden Harb. 18, Connor Quilligan. And 22, Gil Duffy. As we said, Rockdale coming into this one currently in 10th place, but still a mathematical chance of making the top 6. They would need, of course, Spirit, who are currently in 6th, to lose to Marconi. 3 points for Rockdale today would see them level on points with Spirit, but ahead courtesy of their superior goal difference. They would also need Wollongong, who are currently in 8th, to lose or draw with Manly. They would need the SD Raiders, who are currently in 9th, also on 38 points along with Wollongong, to lose or draw with Sutherland. But the big one, and perhaps the point of most concern for Rockdale, would be the result between Sydney FC and Sydney Olympic. Sydney FC currently also on 40 points, taking on that Sydney Olympic side who had their relegation confirmed just the other week in that 1-0 loss to Marconi. Here's the University of New South Wales getting forward with Woolfield's delivery. Not a goalwards by Fulton. Kay happy to watch that sail harmlessly behind. First sight of goal comes the visitors' way. Najjar on the turn. couldn't quite reel it into his grasp, and it just bounces off the feet of Muri Najjar and into touch. Kumsus bounces off the challenge, but free kick given as Ollie Wigan, I should say, has his legs taken away from underneath him. Rockdale keen to get things back on the move as Cordier links up with Kunamoto. Van der Sarg now looking to clip one into the channel for Najjar. Van der Sarg will have it back, as will Kunamoto. Cordier. Emphatic sort of clearance there from Woolfield. Chalakian. Najjar is onside. Najjar will strike. Very good save. Well, the flag going up belatedly. Flavel between the posts for the University wasn't to know. Najjar drawing a sharp save indeed from the young Gloveman. As we said, just his second start of the season for Cassius Flavel. He's been ever present in the matchday squads, deputising for Tristan Prendergast, the regular custodian, who will take his place on the bench today for the University of New South Wales. He's just 19 years of age this year. Former Rockdale prospect himself in the 13s and 14s was Cassius Flavel back in 2020. Chance for Rockdale, the flag is up. It was Ollie Wigan bearing down on goal. It broke ever so kindly there for Ollie Wigan. Sized up the opportunity, finished it well enough, but Rockdale once more denied by the Lions person's flag. So students looking to hit back. Harb. Shout of keeper from Levi Kay, who's donning the baseball cap this afternoon. Of course, son in that awfully awkward position for goalkeepers. Griffiths and Elliott, now Skotadis, just rolled under the foot of Jerry Skotadis though. Duffy help it onto his centre-half partner. Of course, in Lynch. Kunamoto there first for Rockdale. Griffiths will help it on. Didn't get the direction required, though, to link up with Wigan. Real ferocious front four this afternoon for the hosts, of course, Rockdale Ilinden. Tamilkovsky leading the line, which sees Muri Najjar drift a little bit further wide. Chalakian in behind, of course, is the 10. Ollie Wigan operating on the right for now. Avenue perhaps opening up here for Rufus McGuinness. Well, a pass, again, not the direction required to link up with the speedster. Started last week against Manly. Very first start of the season. Been in some form in the under-20s competition, 14 goals from 16 starts. Pace to burn. You might see that on display here. McGuinness looks to shift onto his left foot. Helps it inside. Harb lets it run initially. Well, Fulton lets it run, I should say. Here is Harb. Skips past a couple. Fulton! Denied initially by Kay. Chance not quite over just yet. McGuinness will strike. Blocked off. Harb again. He's trying to bash it into the area. Students pounding on the door. Quelligan the latest with an effort. Here's Temelkovsky though for Rockdale. Peep of the whistle bringing some relief for Rockdale as chance after chance just mounting there for the students. Cordier. No avenues afforded going forwards by McGuinness. Van der Sar will look to switch the points of attack towards Wigan. Drops into the path of Elliott. Now it is Wigan. Skitsardis. Rockdale working their combinations ever so well. Oh, curse of the commentator striking. Quelligan affecting the clearance. Perhaps Hines, my apologies. It was indeed Quelligan. Hines was further forward. Shalakian now for Rockdale. Spinning and twisting and turning, having his legs taken away, not once but twice by Kunzes. So Mudi Najjar will make his way across to take the resultant set piece. Nearly everyone behind the ball here for the students. Only Fulton has remained forwards. We know what Mudi Najjar can conjure up with that wonderful left foot of his. Picked into the area by Najjar, flicked header. Hooked clear initially. Now perhaps the students with a chance to break on the counter. Not if Jerry Skitsardis has anything to say about it. Tom Hines who was looking to latch onto it. McGuinness just has it prodded off his toe by Cordier. It's been certainly very open in the opening or early exchanges here. Temelkovsky, you could perhaps hear what he thought about his own pass there, and now the students again with a chance to get forward, creating havoc in the area at all times. Vincey with the latest slide rule pass. Plenty of discussions occurring amongst that Rockdale backline. Jayden Harb denied. But he'll have a corner for his endeavours. Ten league goals to his name. A chance to turn provider here from the corner for Harb. Wicked delivery, nodded clear initially by Van der Sar. Strike will come at the end of it from Kunzes. Before Kunzes then giving up the handball. Griffiths. Clips forward by Cordier. Now Chalakian. Najjar was underlapping. Chalakian will look to invert himself. Van der Sar able to bustle his way through and link up with Cordier. McGuinness, or Cordier I should say, bounces off a couple of challenges. Najjar delivers. Elliott strikes, but not cleanly. Griffiths will work it all the way back to his custodian there. Chalakian on the turn. Rolls off the challenge of Kunzes. Flips forward again into the path of Chalakian by Cordier, who will provide support. Chalakian happy to try and get through himself, but unable to do so. Now Jayden Harb one-on-one with Hunter Elliott. Going one way and the other here. Harb will strike. Not the sort of finish we've come to expect this season from Jyden Harb. He's been linked with moves in the off-season. Of course, perhaps a tilt at the Australian Championship on the cards. His focus, of course, firmly here today. Didn't have the focus required to hit the target, though, from that latest effort. Well, we can bring you some updates from elsewhere. At Sydney United Sports Centre, Sydney United have just gone a goal to the good against St George. St George FC, of course, who will finish 15th in that Pro-Rel playoff place. This latest update from the Palace is perhaps not the best of reading for Rockdale Ilinden. Spirit FC have just gone a goal to the good against Marconi. As we said, Rockdale relying on Marconi amongst others to do them some favours today. They need Spirit FC not just to drop points, but to be beaten by Marconi. Still plenty of football yet to be played here and everywhere else across the league. Temelkovski into the path of Van der Sarg. Red shirts arriving for Rockdale. Najjar! Flavel down smartly to smother. Well, that results at Marconi, combined with the update from Edenza Park. Also very interesting in that battle for second and third. Of course, Sydney United and Marconi contesting that battle for second spot at the moment. So that would actually put Sydney United into second and give them that first round reprieve in finals. Here's Woolfield for the students to clip one into the area. It's all too far ahead of Jyden Harb. Wigan able to just force his way through there, Ollie Wigan. Now taking the space afforded in front of him. Van der Sarg. Repelled initially by Duffy, and then Lynch will just nod it down to link up with a teammate. Rolled into the path of Jyden Harb by Kumsuz, but Harb not with the control required, and Van der Sarg is absolutely apoplectic about something out there. Perhaps feeling he's not getting the movement required ahead of him to show off his expensive range of passing, of course. Cordier. Here is Van der Sarg. What options are presented to him this time? Cordier is one of them. Najjar. Going through the back of him was Woolfield. Cordier has the strength to hold off McGuinness initially, but unable to get past Woolfield. Here's Kumsuz. Duffy instructed to turn by his goalkeeper. This time Duffy will go forwards. Kunamoto. It's an awkward sort of height for Reo Kunamoto to try and bring it under control. Under a bit of pressure there from Tom Hines as well. Trying to latch onto the ball forwards. Quilligan. Final touch there off Woolfield. Towering sort of header that from Van der Sarg. Has he kept it in play? No, he has not. Well, even if it is a bridge too far for Rockdale to contest finals football this season, they'll be desperate to send out their gaffer, of course, Paul D, on a winning note at the very, very least. In a real horror run of form, as things stand, just one win from their last 9. A season which initially heralded so much promise. A side which has contested 3 of the last 4 grand finals, of course. It's the Students with possession at the moment, though. Everyone behind the ball here for Ilinden. Woolfield for the University. Ball was left a little bit behind McGuinness, but he does well to recover. Driven in by Hines. Harb will help it on. Sliding challenge is effective, but only finds the feet of Jardine Harb, who again looks to isolate his fullback and now will stand and deliver one to the back stick where Fulton was rising. Right on top of him, though, and unable to make any meaningful sort of contact as Cordier emerges free and clear with it. Again, taking the space afforded to him as he initially advances over halfway before pausing, reassessing his options and rolling it to the feet of Kunamoto at centre half. Skatardis now. Wigan. It's a good challenge that from Woolfield on Najjar. Again, operating in that sort of half space. Woody Najjar, so dangerous in those sorts of areas. Here's Duffy for the University, though. Lynch. Bit of an aimless ball forward, though, from Grant Lynch, who usually does have such a good range of passing. Van der Sarg. Elliott stretching to try and reel it into his grasp. It's dealt with comfortably enough, though, by Vinci. Skatardis. Cordier. Najjar hugging the touchline. Get the return pass from Chalakian as well, Najjar. Handy pocket of space to deliver something right onto the edge of the 6-yard box. Turned behind. Or turned into touch, I should say. Just a throw in. Cordier takes it quickly and short for Chalakian, who has McGuinness absolutely touch tight. Apologies, that was not McGuinness, that was Quilligan. Here's Wigan, though. Little step over and shifts onto his left foot and now shifts back onto his right. Can he strike? He can! Parried initially by Flavel. And makes a follow-up save as well with Najjar looming large. It's a top save that from the 19-year-old Gloveman. Strike was vicious from Ollie Wigan. Cassius Flavel down with a strong right paw to it. Down snappily indeed. What really makes it is, of course, the reaction for the second ball there, knowing the danger wasn't dealt with and also aware of the threat posed by Modi Najjar. back up quickly to smother the second ball. Van der Sarg for Rockdale. Trying to hoist one into the area towards the head of Temilkovsky. It's dealt with initially. Duffy dealing with the first and second points of danger. Skitadis. Shalakian now. Cordier. Again, Rockdale working their combinations, working their patterns. Skitadis tries to just flick one through his legs. And dealt with by Kumsuz and Duffy. Still they come here, Rockdale. Cordier. Shalakian, bundled off it by McGuinness. Well, he's done ever so well to retain it, has the Rockdale skipper. Kunamoto into the half space this time for Skitadis. They love that ball into the channel, don't they, Rockdale? Kunamoto rising. Shalakian turning. Cordier crossing. Straight into the legs of Woolfield. Kunamoto. Hunting in packs here, Rockdale. Shalakian this time flicking it around the corner, trying to link up with Najjar. A little bit chaotic there in the middle of the park, a real scrap. McGuinness will emerge with it. Woolfield almost letting Najjar steal in, but the students survive just about for now. Cordier. One touch to set himself, second touch to cross straight into the legs again of Woolfield. He'll have another opportunity here, Cordier. Finds the feet of Skitadis. Might think about the strike here, Skitadis. He will. Just drags it wide. Ollie Wigan forced to concede the free kick on the far touchline. Deadlock still yet to be broken here at Ilinden Sports Centre. If you are just joining us, absolute pleasure to have your company for the final round of the regular season. Rockdale and the University of New South Wales going toe-to-toe, really trading punch and counter-punch so far in this one. It has been a very open contest indeed. As we said, Rockdale aware, explicitly aware of what they need from today. 3 points is an absolute minimum. Along with results elsewhere going in their favour, which, well, so far it's not quite panning out that way. As we said at the Palace, between Marconi and Spirit, it's still Spirit FC with that 1-goal lead. Sydney United, I should say, have just scored a second against St George FC. Rockdale getting forward here, looking to score their first of the afternoon. Clipped in towards Temilkovsky. Bouncing ball, little layoff for Najjar. Blocked off the line just about. McGuinness now able to burst into a handy pocket of space, advancing over halfway here, Rufus McGuinness. Well, he just had to pause and await support, but arriving on the scene was Jerry Skitadis. We can bring you an update from Macedonia Park as well, where Wollongong currently hosting Manly United, as Manly look to Mount to charge a return to finals football for the first time in some years. Manly United leading by 2-0 over Wollongong as things stand. Hines just on a bit of a different wavelength there perhaps to Kumsus. Griffiths. Nothing available ahead of him, so square it goes to Skotardis, and now they'll look to stretch the pitch a little bit here with Cordier. Van der Sarg. Rockdale having to display a great deal of patience in possession here. Skotardis now with a bit of space to operate in. Temilkovsky! Oh, perhaps surprised that the flag didn't go up on that occasion was James Temilkovsky. He looked just about in line, but really just snatched at the chance. Harmlessly over, and so far, Cassius Flavel's goal remains intact. Jar just squeezed out of it there. I think credit to the University of New South Wales so far in this one, of course, Gabe Knowles' sides. Operating effectively defensively, taking their opportunities to get forward when they can. Trying to hit Rockdale in transition. Been very effective at absorbing and withstanding the pressure provided by Rockdale Ilinden. Have to absorb some more here as Cordier has McGuinness on him in a flash. Skotardis. Cordier now again, trying to turn and evade the attention and affection there of McGuinness. In fact, final touch off the toe of Matthew Cordier. Hines bounces kindly for Fulton, able to link up with Jyden Harb. Very good save from Levi Kay. It had to be as well, denying Jyden Harb his 11th of the season. Levi Kay offering some words of advice to the back four in front of him, feeling that he was left far too exposed there. Hard to disagree with him, really. As we said, the students very effective in transitional moments. It's another key example of just that. Is Van der Sarg. Chalakian now able to turn. Able to free his feet and find Najjar as well. Heavy touch initially, but turned out to be a decent enough one, you know. Chalakian. Cordier. Again blocked off by Woolfield, who's been exceptional so far this afternoon at disrupting the supply from Matthew Cordier. McGuinness now emerging with it. This passes straight into the back of a teammate in the form of Hines. Skotardis looking to roll it into the path of Najjar, and Lynch and Duffy again on hand to deny. Kumsul's now looking to break with it. Here's Harb. Again, one-on-one with Hunter Elliott, and Elliott that time winning that battle, ably supported by Wigan. No goals to show just yet, of course, but a fascinating spectacle, a fascinating battle between these two sides. As Van der Sarg now looking to drive one into the path of Temulkovski, who once again draws the ire of the Lions person on that far touch line. Offside once again. Duffy. McGuinness. Harb was screaming for it on that far touch line, but just mistiming his run. Flag was up to deny Jyden Harb any further advance forwards. Here's Cordier for Rockdale. Cordier just left it a little bit behind Mudi Najjar. Tried to contort his body to flick it into the path of Temulkovski. Lynch. Vinci spots the run ahead of him of Jyden Harb, but only finds his opposite number 3 in Lockie Griffiths. Forced to turn it into touch though is Griffiths. Harb wants to help it on to Kumsuz and does so. Well, the pass is left a little short of Duffy there, and Najjar gets to it first, but it's an awkward bouncing ball to try and control, and the students emerge with it. Here's Harb, who's floated out to the right-hand side now with McGuinness. Quilligan measuring the cross, standing it up to the back stick. It's over the head of everyone though, and Hunter Elliott will watch it roll harmlessly into touch. Scottardis. Van der Sarg and Griffiths now. Rockdale maybe just looking to turn up the tempo a little bit. Woolfield, oh, it's an awkward sort of nod back to Duffy there, and it's calamity for the students. Rockdale hit the front courtesy of the head of Tim Woolfield. And it's oh so unfortunate for the young gloveman between the posts, particularly there in Cassius Flavel, who'd performed ever so well up until that point. He was screaming for the ball. Woolfield trying to take control of the situation, only succeeding in putting through his own net. Rockdale hit the front here at Ilinden Sports Centre. Well, it doesn't matter how you score them. Rockdale looking to reverse their fortunes of the preceding couple of months or so. Najjar certainly looking to turn up the tempo now a bit, increase the temperature. Here's Temulkovski. Shifts onto his right. Inside for Van der Sarg, who will strike. Down quickly initially is Flavel. Temulkovski rattles the woodwork. And it bounces out ever so kindly. Well, it's a touch of good fortune on that occasion for Cassius Flavel, who couldn't hold the initial strike from Harry Van der Sarg. Hurried straight into the path of the live wire in the form of Temulkovski. Just crashed one into inside of the uprights and straight back into the arms of the ever so grateful Flavel. Rockdale were just a matter of millimetres away from doubling their advantage. Woolfield. Crossfield diag there from Woolfield. Here's Hines. Vincey. Trying to stick the pass there for Fulton, but picked out by Griffiths, expertly so. Levi Kay urging for patience from those ahead of him. Van der Sarg. Now Wigan looking to invert. Here's Chalakian. Griffiths this time switching the point of attack out to Najjar. He takes a touch to steady himself and then rolls it into the path of Chalakian. Couldn't make any meaningful sort of contact with it. Can take the opportunity to bring you some updates from elsewhere as well. At Adenza Park, about 5 minutes to go until half-time in that one. It's Sydney United leading St George FC by 3-0 now. Meanwhile, down at Macedonia Park, things are getting even better for Manly United, aside from the Northern Beaches leading Wollongong by 3-0. McGuinness trying to bring it out of the afternoon sky here in Rockdale, I should say. Just running out of real estate to do so. Wigan, one-on-one with Lynch. Lynch gets body position. There's a battle between Wigan and Lynch here. Two very experienced campaigners, and Lynch getting the better of Ollie Wigan on that occasion. As we said, at the very least, as things stand, Rockdale looking to send Paul D out a winner after 4 years at the helm of Ilinden. Does have such an impressive record, of course. Former Ilinden player himself, who led the side to their maiden premiership back in 2024 and 2 grand final appearances to boot as well. Such an impressive win ratio as well, around 53.5% across the league for Paul D. Incoming head coach, of course, Abbas Saad, famous name in Australian football. Certainly have some big shoes to fill. Abbas Saad, of course, no stranger to success himself, winning that Premiership Championship double with Sydney Olympic back in 2018. Students here looking for a response. Hines can't ride the challenge of Van der Sarg. Van der Sarg, all his experience on display there. A quick update from Valentine Sports Park as well, where Blacktown City currently hosting the Wanderers Academy. The Wanderers have just hit the front there. 1-0 in that one. And from Lambert Park, Apia hosting St George City. Apia Leichhardt have just scored in that one to make it 1-0. Here's Cordier though, as Rockdale looking to perhaps make it 2 here. Najjar skips inside the initial challenge of Duffy. His advance is halted though. It's a well-timed challenge. Here's Chalakian though. Tries to skip inside Kumsus. No advantage accruing. Van der Sarg keen to get things on the move. Skotardis linking up with Wigan. Temulkovski looking for the nutmeg on Duffy. Not there initially, but Duffy recovered well. His 10th start of the season for Gil Duffy. Quilligan. Vinci. Harb. His opposite number 17 there in Temulkovski. Giving away the free kick. None too happy about the referee's decision, but he doesn't have to be. Can the students find a response in the final knockings of the first stanza here at Ilinden Sports Centre? Harb standing over the delivery. Floated in towards the back stick. Quilligan nodding it down. Kay with a paw to it to just bat it away, and anywhere will do for Rockdale. Woolfield now looking to stand it up towards the back stick. Kay rising to pluck it out of the sky. Good piece of distribution that from Levi Kay, as well as Wigan now looking to stretch his legs. Slides it into the path of Mudi Najjar. Shifts onto his left. Najjar! Unerring. Mudi Najjar makes it 2. Goal number 15 of the season. Prolific from Rockdale's number 9. And with that, a conclusion to the first stanza here at Ilinden Sports Centre. A well-managed performance from Paul D's Rockdale side. They go to the sheds, leading the University of New South Wales by 2-0. It was Tim Woolfield who got the scoring underway, putting through his own net so unfortunately before Mudi Najjar made it to right on the stroke of half-time. We are off for a short break here at Ilinden Sports Centre. But don't go away. We'll be back for the second half in about 15 or so minutes' time.
Every week, hundreds of thousands of people turn up around football grounds around New South Wales. Parents, kids, refs, coaches and volunteers. Cardiac incidents can happen to anyone at any time on the pitch. Right now, not every club has a defibrillator, and the ones that do are not always maintained or ready to use. In a critical moment, with a defib, that could save lives. That's why Football New South Wales, St John Ambulance and Toyota have come together for Every Beat Matters to help clubs around New South Wales to access defibrillators, cover maintenance and build a register so we know exactly where every unit is around the state. All you need to do is buy a ticket through Raffletix. $5 can make a difference. Every ticket goes towards funding defibrillators and maintenance for clubs that need it most. A live fundraising board shows exactly how much is being raised. And every ticket you buy puts you in the draw to win a Toyota Corolla. One ticket, real impact. Help your club be ready when it matters. So buy your ticket today.
For Fowler once again, heavy touch from Kunimoto will be punished here. Alfaro collecting possession, doing a great job. Ariensha now delivering low, falls there for Fowler through the legs, a chance to finish. Oh, Zach Fowler! Nothing foul about that. That is fresh. That is sweet. Good first effort here, potentially on the offering for Pelicanos, who didn't get anything onto it. Now Griffiths, lovely release. Constable for the corner! A cool, composed finish. Fowler can keep it in the field of play. Has a quick look. Space back through the middle. Big chance here for Glasson, who threads the needle and will claim it. It's gorgeous from Glasson. It's potentially glory for Sydney FC.
Through the left, here comes Choi. A burst of acceleration. He hits the byline. Nicolau with a header. Yanni Nicolau. The right back coming across the pitch into the penalty area, timing his run to perfection. Early ball, Hollingdale breaking out to the right flank. Riley Hollingdale, first time ball, McGowan making a low run and the tap in for Bonilla. Brilliantly worked by the Sutherland Sharks and they have a 2-0 lead. Here goes Solomon John Monahan-Viker. Score now, there's plenty of time to go for St George City. The ball is left by Mitri, the return pass, brilliant goal! Paolo Mitri! What a good team move from St George City.
And it's Ono now, again towards the near post. And it's headed, and it's in there! Ono with the corner, Nieuwenhof with the header, 22 minutes gone. They're shaping up now for this free kick. Burgess, very interestingly, is kneeling down directly in front of the wall. I'm not sure I've seen that one before. But the free kick now is going to be taken. It's driven. Oh, it's beautifully driven into the bottom corner there. A fantastic free kick by Kakeru Ono.
Daru doing really well to keep that in, and he's found Noah Peacock in a bit of room. Peacock returning it to Ben Daru. It bounces awkwardly, and Daru is there again. Not to be denied twice. As Spirit take the lead in this crucial game.
What an opportunity for Jaden Casella to try and convert. Just 5 goals this league campaign. And it's saved by Henderson initially, and then Casella sticks in the rebound. Dream start for St George.
Keeping tight on Hernandez. It's still going for the Wolves though. Here's Lachlan Scott. Looks to play it across. And the Wollongong Wolves have the lead. It's an own goal. Vidakovic under pressure from Mashivecchio, who's won the ball in a great position. Hernandez goes for a shot and finds the goal. Wollongong have a 2-goal lead. Calamity at the back for Western Sydney. Breaks away down the right. Can the Wolves really put themselves in a good position? Here's Beatty with a shot, which finds the bottom corner, and Wollongong have their third.
Found Busek, who found Yona. And Olympic are hanging on, but it might be ended here. Is that the goal that relegates Sydney Olympic? and sees Marconi go into the top two. It's Ahmed Elahu.
substitutions for Rockdale. Coming on the field, number 5, Giorgio Speranza. 66,
Well, a very warm welcome indeed back to Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre for the final 45 minutes of the regular season in 2026. Rockdale Ilinden with the advantage in the ascendancy at the interval. Currently leading the University of New South Wales by 2-0. The reverse scoreline to the last meeting, and the only meeting between these two sides, in fact. Referee Eric Saber just conducting his final checks for the final 45 here. A peep of the whistle, and away we go. For the last time here at Ilinden Sports Centre in the regular season. The hosts have made a change at the interval, of course, as well. Mathieu Cordier withdrawn. Giorgio Speranza introduced into the fray. A like-for-like swap there for Paul D's side. We will look to pick up where they left off, of course. Muri Najjar scoring with the final touch of the first half, doubling his side's advantage. It's Tim Warfield, of course, who opened the scoring, putting through his own net. Ever so unfortunate circumstances for the students. Rockdale may have the lead, but they of course know that they need results in their favour elsewhere in 4 fixtures, of course. Their potential finals hopes very much in the lap of the football gods at this moment. It's Wigan, Chalakian. Van der Sarg takes it off the toe of Harb. Van der Sarg gets it back as well from Chalakian, now advancing into the area. Harry Van der Sarg looking for the layoff there for the on-rushing Speranza. Not quite on the same wavelength though. Chalakian takes it all the way to the byline. Crosses straight into the legs of Vinci. Behind for the first corner of the second stanza. Try and take the opportunity as well to take you through what's happening elsewhere in the league. Of course, at the Palace at the interval, it's Marconi 1, Spirit FC 1. Rockdale know that they need Marconi to get the job done against Spirit FC if they are to have a hope of playing finals football. It's Muri Najjar standing over the latest set piece. May look to put it right on top of Flavel here. It's all the way to the back stick. Very deep that from Muri Najjar. It's Vinci with his head to it first. Muri Najjar may just make his way across to take the corner on the opposite side. No, indeed it will be Brendan Chalakian. Muri Najjar getting some instructions to plant himself right on top of the young goalkeeper. That crowded, massive bodies right in the 6-yard box. It is swung in again right on top of Flavel. Well, right on top of the net, in fact. Brendan Chalakian just putting a bit too much swing on that one. So one of the other results that Rockdale need to go their way, of course, currently playing out at Belmore. Sydney Olympic hosting Sydney FC. Rockdale need Sydney Olympic to try and drag themselves out of what has really been a mire of a season. Relegation confirmed, but that one's still deadlocked. About 8 or so minutes into the second stanza at Belmore at the moment, still 0-0. as things stand, it would be Spirits FC who would occupy that 6th and final spot, earning themselves a ticket to the championship rounds. Kay is quickly off his line. Swings a big right boot at it. Sends it half a world away. Vinci. Kunzels back to Lynch. Lynch's pass is picked out there by Van der Sar, and now Chalakian looks to roll it into the path of Temulkovsky. Lynch, first on scene, absolutely telegraphed that pass. It's Quilligan. Ray Kunamoto towering above all and sundry there to meet it with his head. Here's Elliott. Back to Griffiths, and now forward it goes for Skotadis. Chalakian now will just help it on. Woody Najjar couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Wolfield able to step in. Driven out into the path of Harb. Elliott was always favourite to reach it. It's an awkward sort of bouncing ball there for Levi Kay to deal with. Deal with it he does. Griffiths. Skotadis just helps it on for Speranza. Steadies himself and rolls it to Mudi Najjar. Chalakian now spinning, twisting and turning and linking up now perhaps with Van der Sar, who's forced to slide in. Can't find a way through, can Ilinden, as Harb emerges free and clear with it. Quilligan. Clipped forward by Quilligan this time. Harb will reach it ahead of Elliott. Only gets one touch on it though before Elliott timing that to perfection. Able to delay the University speedster. Kunzels. Wolfield looking to switch the point of attack out to Harb. It's a very effective ball indeed, you know. Jyden Harb now, though, has his back to goal, able to turn. Strike is blocked off on the way through to Levi Kay, which really took all the sting out of it. Elliott now looking to stretch his legs. Got Wigan on this near touchline, instead pauses and wants to just play the high percentage pass back to Griffiths. Here's Elliott again. Van der Sar, Elliott again, Rockdale working their combinations ever so delightfully. Chalakian just lets it run. Fancy Quilligan may have even got a toe to it to find a teammate. Here's Harb for the students. Vinci. Well stepped in by Elliott to take control of the situation, and now Ollie Wigan looks to hit back immediately. Still going here is Wigan, has his legs taken away from him. Very unceremoniously there by Jyden Harb. Well, that's one way to stop Ollie Wigan, even if it's not a legal one. Jyden Harb, rightfully so, earns himself a place in the referee's notebook. The The upshot of that for Rockdale, of course, is a free kick in a tantalising sort of position. Harry van der Sarg and Woody Najjar in close consultation over this one. Fancy the angle may perhaps favour the left foot of Woody Najjar. Van der Sarg certainly still very interested in it. Cassius Flavel will have to ensure that his wall is set just so. 5 in it. Van der Sarg straight into the wall. Second effort into the body of Vinci. Woody Najjar with the third effort just dragging it. Harb tries to turn it around the corner under some close attention there by Hunter Elliott. He's got a handful of his shirt. Eric Saber happy to see how this will play out. Advantage played, and perhaps a very profitable one indeed. Hines into the channel. Kunamoto gets there. The flag is up in any case. A move which started with some promise for the university. Wigan again looking to get at his fullback there in Vinci. Elliott supporting. Skotardis. Chalakian takes control. Doesn't have the beating of Duffy though. It's a very good piece of defending indeed. Rockdale want the offside flag, which will come. Rufus McGuinness just not looking across the line there. Quick enough in getting back. Kunamoto over the top this time for Woody Najjar. He's got Gil Duffy absolutely touch tight to him. Tangle, a real tussle in the middle of the park. Kumsu's involved. Quilligan plays it wide to McGuinness, who will switch the point of attack out to this near touchline for Harb. Finds Fulton. Goes down somewhat dramatically. Rockdale now look to get forward immediately. Fulton's still down in back play, I can tell you. Vinci linking up with Harb. They might just have to play around their stricken teammate here. Vinci with 2 hands in the back there. Referee Eric Saber coming across to check on the welfare of Jack Fulton, who is back to his feet now. Back underway, Van der Sarg and Skotardis. Now, Speranza. Temelkovski. Van der Sarg. Temelkovski is perhaps one Rockdale will want to get more involved in this second half. Flag is up. Take nothing away from the work of those behind Temelkovski, as we said. That front four, really, of Najjar and Wigan providing the width. Chalakian operating as the 10. Temelkovski leading the line ahead of them. Had a couple of half chances, has Temelkovski. He's been denied by the linesperson's flag on a couple of occasions. Been denied by some good goalkeeping as well from Cassius Flavel in his second start of the season. Wigan has his pocket pinched by Harb. Can't stick the pass to Fulton. McGuinness, I'll tell you what, absolutely herring after that one, and Kay had to be alert and smart with it, and he's forced just to turn it into touch. Anywhere will do. And Rufus McGuinness is bearing down on you like that. As we said, he's got absolute pace to burn, does the young winger. Kunz was trying to spin and evade a couple of challenges, but Chalakian wins it. Now, Najjar stretching his legs and will pick up on the ball through in behind Lynch. Strike first time, ferociously so as well, just rippling the side netting there. Cassius Flavel's goal. Woody Najjar, who's been absolutely prolific this season, as we said, added his 15th goal of the season earlier this afternoon. Skotardis looking for that man there in Najjar. Flavel had to come a long way. Fairly agricultural sort of clearance, but whatever works, really. Here's Hines. Good feet. Now looking to invert here is Tom Hines. It's McGuinness. Quilligan. Vinci. Quilligan and Harb. It's a heavy touch, though, from Jyden Harb. Van der Sarg now. Only has Temulkovski ahead of him. If he can find him, I fancy he may be offside there is James Temulkovski. He is indeed. I think it's fair to say that James Temulkovski may have wanted the ball played a fraction of a second earlier there. Doing enough on the far touchline there to win the throw for his side. It's Kunamoto across playing covering defender. They can't retain it in tight spaces, though, the students. Rockdale now looking to play their way out. Kunamoto trying to give Temulkovski something to latch onto. He will in a roundabout sort of way. Lynch will insert himself into the action. A bit of a judo throw there. I see Temulkovski knows his judo well. Vinci. Very handy pocket of space to operate in. Inside for Harb, who will clip it in. Straight onto the head of Speranza. Najjar can't win it back for his side. Kunamoto will send it back up over halfway. Has the pendulum of momentum perhaps shifted back in favour of the students somewhat? Still searching for a response here at Gabe Knowles' side. It's a handy ball into the channel there from Harb. Vinci first time ball in towards Fulton. And again, it's Reo Kunamoto, who's been absolutely fantastic this afternoon at centre half. A 24-year-old Japanese centre half. Of course, turns 25 in just a couple of days' time on Tuesday. A very happy birthday to Reo Kunamoto. Had a couple of games out of the starting 11, of course, returned to the starting 11 last week after a couple of weeks off for his 8th yellow card of the season. But his endeavours have given the students a corner, taken quickly by Harb. Might look for the return pass here as well, Harb. He will indeed. No flag. And guess who's across again to deny Jyden Harb? It's that man, Reo Kunamoto. Gabe Knowles has seen enough. He's going to ring the changes here. It's going to be a triple change for the students. I can tell you that Kevin Lopez, Sean Woods, and Ollie Pufflet all about to be introduced. as the students continue to search for a response. Rufus McGuinness, on his second start of the season, withdrawn. Industrious performance from the young winger. Jack Fulton also withdrawn from the fray. Just hoisted high. Now an opportunity here for Sean Woods, who can't bring it under his spell. It's Wigan for Rockdale. Is Woods. Spotted a teammate ahead of him, although that teammate was stricken on the turf. In the form of Emilio Vinci, of course. I fancy the ball may have run out of play before that in any case. It had indeed. Inside from Woods, forward from Quilligan, giving Lopez something to chase. Griffiths always favourite to reach it. Levi Kay just slicing his ball forward. Skewing awkwardly off the top of his boot and straight into touch. Here's Vinci. Forced to let it run under the challenge there from Ollie Wigan. Just handing it straight back to Rockdale. Here's Hunter Elliott. Giving Temulkovsky something to chase. Gilduffy under an immense amount of pressure, but must have been the coolest man on the pitch there, just about, Gilduffy. Vinci finds Woods in a roundabout sort of way. Looking for the return pass. It's Wigan stepping in. Shalakian. Now Wigan again. Another of those Rockdale players who's been fantastic this afternoon. Now it's Elliott stretching his legs. Measuring the cross. I tell you what, flashed right across the face there of Cassius Flavel's goal. He looks calm enough. He's probably in a better position than me to judge it, but those Rockdale fans on the hill certainly thought quite a bit of the ball in there from Hunter Elliott. Certainly looked not very far away indeed from potentially Rockdale's third of the afternoon. Lynch bursting through all and sundry here. Looking to link up with Harb, but guess who? Reo Kunamoto, first on scene. Hines. Hufflets couldn't link up with Lopez. Van der Sarg sending it forward. Duffy first to it. Well, we can take the opportunity to bring you some updates from elsewhere across the league as we tick into the final knockings of this one here at Lambert Park between Apia and St George City. That one currently locked up at 2 apiece after Apia had scored the opener. At Valentine Sports Park, it's the Wanderers leading Blacktown by 2-0. At the Palace, it's still 1 apiece between Marconi and Spirit FC. Sutherland lead the Southern District Raiders by 1-0. Sydney United lead St George FC by 3-0. Manly United also lead Wollongong by 3-0. The big update from Belmore. It's perhaps not the news that Rockdale fans will want to hear. Sydney Olympic 0, Sydney FC 1. As we said earlier in the piece, Rockdale really needs Sydney Olympic to do them a massive favour. They also need Marconi to defeat Spirit FC for them to keep their finals hopes alive. As Harb swings in the free kick, Kay comes a long way. It's two good fists to it. Hunter Elliott with the absolute definition of an emphatic clearance. Rockdale look to preserve their 2-goal advantage here. How's a throw from Levi Kay? Hunter Elliott now, up over halfway. Has Woods in close attention. Griffiths. Van der Sarg turning and clipping one over the top, giving Wigan something to latch onto here. One-on-one with Lynch. Van der Sarg now coming forward to provide some support to Wigan, who drives his cross straight into the legs of Grant Lynch. It'll just be a throw-in at the end of it. Perhaps not far away from Paul D thinking about going to his bench. Of course, he made that one change at half-time with Matthew Cordier withdrawn, Speranza introduced. As Elliott hoists it back into play and Grant Lynch hoists it out of danger in turn. Lopez able to help it on. Can he get onto the return pass from Pufflet? Speranza saw it all the way. Van der Sarg now for Ilinden. Van der Sarg now able to turn. Skotadis carries it over halfway. Still going here is Jerry Skotadis. Had Woody Najjar wide, but just left it a little short of his number 9. And now the students looking to counter-punch immediately through Sean Woods, who has Elliott isolated. He'll get the return pass here as well, Woods. He will strike. Blocked off by Reo Kunamoto. Well, even the University of New South Wales bench appreciated that one. I won't repeat exactly what was said, but words to the effect of, what a block. It's enough to earn themselves a corner, though. Swung away and towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Repelled initially. Duffy will pick up the scraps. Numbers remaining forward for the students. Speranza with his head to it first. Wigan, I should say, has his shirt pulled. Duffy just slowing things down. It's not just the students that can play in transition. Of course, Rockdale can be devastating in those transitional moments as well. So perhaps a smart foul there for Gil Duffy to concede. Speranza inside for Van der Sarg. Still looking for that ball in the left-hand half space. And again, it's Temelkovski offside. Lynch now emerging over halfway. Here's Woods. Lopez with an intelligent little flick over the top and around the corner for Woods. How's the challenge there from Lockie Griffiths? Two sets of benches with very, very differing opinions on the challenge itself, but tell you what, from my vantage point, it looked very good indeed from Griffiths. Had to time it absolutely spot on and did just that. Fraction of a second out. I fancy it will have been a very different outcome, but the end result a corner, which Jyden Harb will swing in to the near post. Do enough to win himself another corner as well. It was Gil Duffy attacking that one at the near post. Final touch was off Giorgio Speranza. Jyden Harb looking to provide something here. This one is a bit higher. Kay gets 2 fists to it again. It's absolute chaos with the bouncing ball in the 6-yard box before it's sent clear eventually by Van der Sarg. Here's Quilligan now. The students perhaps with their tails up, but Shalakian not shirking his defensive duties. It's going to be Gabe Knowles to go to his bench again before Paul D has the opportunity to do so. Nathan Roberts being introduced for the latter stages of this encounter. Connor Quilligan is the one who's been withdrawn. Not a bad option to be able to bring off the bench, of course, Nathan Roberts. As Harb looks to roll one into the channel again towards Lopez. Rockdale seemingly able to deal with all the questions posed of them. There's going to be another one asked here by the students. As Jyden Harb again shifting onto his right foot. His favourite right foot will curl one. You can see the intention there from Jyden Harb. Looking for that far corner of Levi Kay's goal. Didn't quite wrap his boot around it enough. Well, I can tell you that Paul D is readying what looks to be a double substitution now. Lucas Riborevsky, one of those being stripped and readied for action, receiving some final instructions. Rockdale might just look to add a third here before those changes are made. Wigan back to goal and under some pressure from Lynch. It's a good piece of defending initially from Grant Lynch. He's able to play it clear as well to Woods. Lynch has it back. Duffy now. All the way across the back it goes. Woolfield. Looking to switch the point of attack here, the students. Oh, what a ball that is to find Woods, and what a challenge that is to halt the advance of Woods there from Lockie Griffiths. Not afraid of a tackle. I can tell you that other change, well, we'll see how this plays out. It doesn't. Lockie Griffiths again. Two centre halves, of course, as we said. We were lauding the performance earlier of Reo Kunamoto, but Lockie Griffiths has also been absolutely impenetrable at the heart of that Rockdale back four this afternoon. There's Najjar again striding forward. Has to ride a couple of challenges. Eric Saba was happy to wait and see how it played out. We'll come back for the free kick and the yellow card as well for good measure. Paul D might just press pause on these changes to see how this latest set piece plays out. Lucas Riborevsky and Lockie Constable both being forced to wait. Chalakian standing over the set piece as he looks to whip this one in. Does just start. It's repelled initially by Nathan Roberts. Duffy really got himself into a bit of a mess there, but Nathan Roberts is able to find Nathan Roberts, I should say, and Nathan Roberts affects the clearance. Lopez now sends it into the path of Harb. Hunter Elliott across very quickly and then make sure of it as well. He's only able to find the feet of Hines. Vinci. Well, Hines left it a long way ahead there of Jyden Harb, and that will give the opportunity for Paul D to make those changes. Jerry Skitsardis will be withdrawn. Lockie Constable, as we said, introduced in his stead. James Temelkovsky, the other one, withdrawn in favour of Lucas Ribarevsky. Lockie Constable, as we said, a like-for-like change there for Jerry Skitsardis. Former Wanderers Academy product, graduate of Westfield Sports High School, of course. School which has produced no shortage of famous names in Australian football. Absolute workhorse linchpin in the middle of the park as well. Well, the latest throw-in never actually made it into the field of play, so Rockdale will have a second opportunity at it. Here's Wigan. Inside early touch for Constable, as he so often does, just keeps things ticking. Real metronomic value to the way that he plays. Here's Chalakian. Van der Sarg maybe thought about the strike instead, trying to clip it into the path of Wigan, but just a little too much on it for that from Harry van der Sarg. Again, working their combinations ever so well. Rockdale. Where has this been over the last 9 or so weeks? Constable gets his head to it. Griffiths. A bit of a heavy touch, inviting Hines to take over. Duffy. Thought about going short side, but instead goes back inside to Lynch, who has Woods hugging this near touchline and will roll it to the feet of Sean Woods. Wigan was tracking back quickly, but not quickly enough to affect the challenge. It's inconsequential though. Esperanza, well, the Uni have won it back only momentarily. Ollie Pufflet with the latest infraction committed. Here's Harb. Here's Woods! Blazing over. That was perhaps the moment. Perhaps the best opportunity of the game for either side. Jyden Harb rolling it to the feet of Sean Woods. 22-year-old. Just sending it harmlessly high and wide. Just snatching at the chance. Perhaps surprised at how clearly it was afforded to him. Nearly a repeat of what happened last time these sides met. Of course, Sean Woods scoring off the bench for the Students just 3 minutes after coming on last time these two sides met. It's the Uni who ran out victorious by 2-0 on that occasion. Rockdale looking to flip the script, and they've flipped the result so far. Kunamoto harassing and harrying Kevin Lopez. A little too much for the referee's liking. Woods. Oh, he's left it a long way ahead of Grant Lynch there. Now, Rockdale look to profit through Constable. Lynch too forceful in the challenge. Constable remained on his feet for as long as he possibly could before a peep of the whistle will allow Paul D to go to his bench once more. Another double change incoming here. Dean Pelikanos and Michael Marchevsky both being readied for action. Well, they may just press pause on that change as well and just see how the latest set piece plays out, or will they? Or will they? They will not. So Hunter Elliott withdrawn, as is Harry van der Sag, who's got through an absolute mountain of work in the middle of the park. Marcevsky and Pelikanos both introduced for the final knockings of this one here. Woody Najjar to swing this one in right between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. Constable will send it back into the fray. Nodded back to Flavel there by Lynch. Flavel, well, he's a little disappointed with his own distribution there. It's excellent feat, though, from Lopez to retain it and link up with Woods. Woods will have to be strong here, and is so far. Able to find Lynch. Duffy. Roberts will help it wide. Pufflet is offside. Just not aware enough there, Ollie Pufflet, of his own surroundings, of his own space. Constable. Pelikanos now. The two former Academy products, or Wanderers products, I should say, linking up. Here's Wigan. Side for Chalakian, who's able to spin and create a couple of yards of good space. It's a well-timed run from Woody Najjar. Lays it back to Chalakian. Forceful challenge there from Hines. Rockdale howling for a penalty. Nothing doing, says Eric Saba. Kunamoto able to prod it forwards. Vincey's the wide man. Has support from Woods. Duffy. Woolfield. Oh, he's left it a long way short of Gil Duffy, and Woody Najjar lurking with real dangerous and threatening intent. Najjar now bearing down on goal. Into the side netting it goes. I fancy it may have got a touch on it as well from Flavel on the way through. We will go to the corner. Well, we can bring you some updates from elsewhere. At Lambert Park, up here a 3-2 to the good over St George. Marconi and Spirit still locked up at 1 apiece. Bit of big news from Belmore, however. Sydney Olympic 1. Sydney FC 1. Not long to go in that one. Chalakian with the latest set piece. Swung in on top of the 6-yard box. Najjar can't quite guide a goal. He will this time. Well, it's a handy-looking pass, as it turns out, from Najjar. Chalakian again to swing it back in right on top of Flavel. And the whistle providing some relief there for the students. So those results, particularly the result at Marconi and the result at Belmore, would effectively mean that Rockdale's season, as it stands, will be over at the final whistle here. Gabe Knowles is going to go to his bench for the final time this afternoon. Fred Morley being introduced. Tim Woolfield, It's so unfortunate in his concession of the opener, cutting a very dejected figure as he makes his way to the sideline. He's got through an absolute mountain of work himself as Woolfield. But it must be said, a very warm conditions here at Ilinden Sports Centre. Spring coming early, perhaps. A glorious day for football on the whole, though. We're going to see 3 minutes of time added on here. 3 minutes for the students, perhaps to find a response in a game that has been so well managed, so effectively managed by Rockdale. Marsevsky carrying it forward, but forced to concede the throw as he scrapped for it on this near touchline. Lynch. Vinci. Harb. Now Woods. Hines finds Woods. It's Woods! It's a very strong paw to it by Levi Kay. It's an outstanding bit of goalkeeping, in all fairness, as he looks to ensure that his sheets remain clean. Could be his 8th of the season, in fact, for Levi Kay. Rockdale are looking to get straight back on the front foot and go straight up the other end. In comes Speranza. Gilduffy across to it. End-to-end stuff in the final, very final knockings of this one here. Neither side showing any signs of slowing down after the burden of the preceding 29 weeks. One in the middle of the park by Lopez. Good feet as well to dance around a couple of challenges. Roberts can't link up with a teammate. It's Kunamoto once again. Roberts this time will find Woods. Vinci. Little pocket of space opening up here for Sean Woods. There's Marsevsky for company, who will prod it behind for another corner. Well, it's full time at Belmore. We can confirm that Sydney Olympic have played out a 1-1 draw with Sydney FC, which does mean that Rockdale's season will unfortunately end here today. Paul D's tenure will come to an end, but it is looking, in all likelihood, it's coming to an end with 3 points. Dryden Harb swings in the set piece. Not a goalwards. It takes a couple of touches on the way through. Final touch off a student's head. Just behind for a goal kick, which I'm sure that Levi Kay will be in very, very little hurry to take. He's taken long enough that will indeed be that here at Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. Rockdale comprehensive in their performance, professional and well managed, as Paul D signs off with a victory and 3 points. Finals football it wasn't to be for Rockdale this season, but at least they can hold their heads high after snapping what has been a real horror sort of run of form for them against the University of New South Wales here today. It was Tim Woolfield who so unfortunately put through his own net in the 36th minute. Mudi Najjar with his 15th goal of the season, right on the stroke of half-time. That's how it stayed. But there was no shortage of action and entertainment here at Ilinden Sports Centre. Well, that is a wrap for the regular season in 2026 in the NPL New South Wales men's competition. It has been an absolute pleasure having your company all season. But from myself, Pete Pryor, I'll see you all next time. From me, it's bye for now.